I guess we'll just start simple. How you feeling? Saw the non-contact yesterday, kind of off to the side, then back out there today.
I feel great. I feel amazing. I feel like I'm 22, man. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Going to Vegas for the first time to play. Can't wait.
Well, let us all know how you can feel 22 again. I would love to know. I was curious your reaction to what's happening in Tennessee. They're now pushing the game. They're your next opponent, and just the reaction and conversations that you've had with other guys on the team.
I actually just found out about that, the postponement of the game. I knew about the positive test and all that stuff. That was kind of coming out yesterday. But as far as the postponement, I literally just found that out. So I guess Tennessee's going to be coming off a bye week before they play us. You know, it is what it is. I wouldn't really say it's advantage, disadvantage. You know, it's the NFL. You got to kind of prepare accordingly. I'm sure they've been going through a whole bunch of madness, you know, with the positive test and all that stuff right now. So they can probably sit back, relax this week, everybody get in the building and get the practice next week. But I don't really think it's an advantage or really a disadvantage. You know, sometimes a bye week could be good or bad. So, you know, they'll just roll with the punches and see what happens next week.
You obviously were part of tons of conversations about plans if this did come, happen during the season and whatnot. Trey said yesterday something, it raised the antennas, seeing that this actually has happened to a team. What is it? Does it add concern to you? Does it add concern to other people on the team and conversations that you've had, or is it just this was bound to happen?
I think that going into this season, we've all been open-minded on the situation. You know, we had a little scare when we first got back in the building, and I think once that day happened, you know, everyone started conversations of what if this, what if that. I think a lot of people were assuming that this was going to happen at some time during the season, and I think it may still happen. It might, you know, in the future. But you know, as far as you know, I can speak for our team. Everybody's being smart. Everybody's you know, aware of the opportunity that we have right now, and you know, going out and hanging out outside of here and going to restaurants, going to, you know, whatever, get together. You know, I think it's fine as long as it's us. You know, we're in the building together and getting tested every day. But as soon as you go to a restaurant, you're around people, masks off, all that type of stuff. It's not very smart. So, you know, I think that this team is being smart with this the opportunity that we have. I can't really speak for other teams. I'm hoping that they're doing the same because, you know, we are going out there going to be, you know, close contact with them. But at the same time, they're getting tested and doing stuff. So I think everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to continue on with this season so they can go out there and compete. But I know this team is being smart, and I'm hoping everybody else is also.
Appreciate it, Micah.
Of course.
Hey, Micah. Heather Prusak here. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Just want to ask you about what is it about these third quarters where we've seen kind of some, you know, like a little bit of a slump from you guys. What is it about the third quarter lately that we've seen that?
I wish I could answer that question. If I could answer that question, maybe we could, you know, figure out what was going on and put it to use. You know, I've been on a team like this before when I was in Green Bay, when I was in the league, and there's something about going in at halftime and coming back out, and we just couldn't find it. And I think this is different. I know we came out in the third quarter of the day and got a stop. I think it was a fourth down. Turnover on downs. They ended up getting the ball to midfield or whatever, and turnover on downs. And after that, I think they scored 3-4 straight touchdowns or whatever it was. But, you know, we had the idea of coming out and playing fast. We just didn't, you know, hold true. You know, it's an early season. You know, obviously we want to continue to improve in the third quarter. And luckily it is an early season. We have a lot to improve on.
The Rams obviously had a lot of success running the ball last week. And with Vegas, you've got Josh Jacobs coming up. What do you see from him, and what do you guys need to do to kind of turn the corner with the run defense there?
He's a beast. 28's he's a beast. Young guy, gets it done, you know, all over the place, runs hard. It doesn't, you know, it takes multiple guys to bring him down. Watching him on film, the kid's awesome. He's amazing. And so he's going to, you know, take everybody, all 11 guys on defense to bring him down. And then I think just with last game, just improving on our run fits. Everybody standing in their gap, tackling. You know, I think each and every game we can improve on something, and that's a big note from us the last game to improve on, you know, tackling and gang tackling, getting guys to the ground.
Thanks, Micah.
Yeah, of course.
Map over here. That's actually going to kind of what I was going to ask you about. Leslie and Sean both told us this week that it's all about getting back to the fundamentals, and that's how the defense is going to be able to, I guess, perform what you guys are accustomed to performing. What does the fundamentals mean? Like, what, when just a casual person hears that, getting back to the fundamentals, what does that mean for you guys?
Tackling better, blocking better, catching better. Quarterback throwing the ball better. Just get back to your fundamentals. Just do what got us here in the first place. It could be day one of training camp type stuff, but we just got to continue to hone in on those fundamentals and just continue to get better. We know we have a lot to improve on, and luckily we're sitting here at 3-0, knowing we have to improve rather than 0-3 and having to improve. So we'll continue to get better, and just like what Coach said, just continue with fundamentals and blocking, tackling, catching, and we'll be fine.
Is that something that can kind of come like quickly? Is that something that you can just have a bad game tackling and then the next game you can come back and everything's completely fine? Or is there a point?
I feel like that's a trap question, because if I say yes, you never know what can happen in the future, and then you're gonna say, well, I thought you could turn it back on. No,
that's fair.
You know what? It's we've been doing it for a long time. I'm a firm believer that you can't just have no preseason games and then no contact in practice and then go out there in the first game and be the best tackling team ever. I think you have to do it in practice. For myself, speaking personally, I have to do it a little bit in practice. I have to put my pads on people in practice to get better at it in the game. I think that's what the coaches are saying, and as a player, I agree with that.
Thank you.
Of course.
What's up, Micah? Matt Perino here.
What's up, Matt?
I wanted to ask you about – what's up, man? I want to ask you about Jordan. It's funny when people, not that you guys pay attention to this, but when people talk about the secondary, I noticed a lot of times, especially nationally, it's Tre'Davious, it's you. Sometimes he gets kind of left in the background a little bit. And I want to ask you, what have you seen from him in your time together? You guys are so close, where he's grown in the time in Buffalo you guys have been together.
I think Poe on the field since we got here has obviously gotten a lot better. But I think that him with the playbook, he's able to do things now. Trying to figure out how to say this. He's improving on what he's already been doing. I think mentally he's come a long way. I think that he knows he's one of the best. And I think that once you step on that field and you have a sense that you're one of the best and you have that confidence, you're a totally different player. The best players in the league have the most confidence because they know they can go out there and play fast and do what they do, and they're really high on themselves. So I think that mentally he's come a long way in that aspect. And I think that goes along with me and him just having conversations. Our coaches having conversations with us, saying how good we can be. Obviously we need to improve it each and every single day, but he's made a lot of plays in this league, especially in the last 4 years. 3.5, whatever you may say. He's made a lot of plays, so he is right up there with any safety in the league. And, I wouldn't want anybody else next to me on every single play than Jordan Poyer. He's a beast.
I remember you were so positive back in 2018, and I know we talked about this a little while ago about, even in the worst of times, how much fun is it now to be on the other side of that and be kind of, a high. You don't want to look too far in the future, but the amount of fun that you're having, the group that you have, how much fun are you having as a football player in 2020?
Seeing this organization kind of turn for the best, just coming here, like I mentioned before in 17, get into the playoffs. Looking back now, I don't know how we did that. It took a miracle in the last game, obviously, but and then 18, struggling. 19, having some big wins and making it back to the playoffs. But I think this year the mentality is totally different. I think there's just a lot more confidence around the building. Everybody understands that we got to take it one game at a time, one day at a time. But at the same time, we have high expectations for ourselves. And it's fun. It's fun. The group of guys that we have in this room, I'm speaking defensively and as a DB, being in there with Poe and Tre'Davious, we all came in together. Like we're the original guys. And so just looking around, there's not many of us that are still here from 17. So it's just fun, man. It's fun to go to work. It's fun to see those guys grow on and off the field. Watching Tre'Davis's kids grow up, watching him mature, watching Poe, his daughter grow up, watching him mature. It's good to see, and it's more than just football now. It's family, it's lifetime relationships that we're building, and when I see a guy like Tre'Davis have such a successful season last year, Poe have a successful season, re-up, get a new contract, Tre'Davis re-up, get a new contract is nothing but love, because we've been in this building at the worst of times, talking about these type of situations, and it's kind of coming back to us full circle, and we're seeing the benefits from the grind that we've been putting through the last couple of years.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you.
Yep, of course.
Hey, Micah, I'm going to try and not trap you on this one.
All right.
I know you'd appreciate that. I feel bad because we ask you about Josh all the time. Today, obviously, he gets the AFC Player of the Month honors. It's actually you were the last person to get that in 2017 with the Bills in November for that month. I guess, what did that award mean to you? And I don't want you to speak for Josh, but I guess to get the recognition for more than just, a week here or a week there, do you guys get the perception that, he's not going to catch anybody by surprise anymore?
Well, for myself, honestly, it was during the season, and we're so caught up on week by week, game planning for other teams and stuff like that. I never. It wasn't until after that season I looked back and oh wow, I was, AFC Player of the Month. It's crazy. My wife kind of gets mad at me every now and then because she's like, "Yo, be happy for yourself." And I'm just like, it's on to the next. I'm worried about the next team. So, but it's a great honor. Obviously, with many guys around the league and great players in this league, it's a huge honor. And to see Josh get it, it's amazing. All the hard work he's put in. Everybody around this building loves Josh. Love Josh just for himself. How he's just a little kid. Walking around. He just plays football. He has fun with it. So to see him get that honor, I'm hoping that, and I can't speak for him, but I'm hoping that it brings him a bunch of confidence to go out there and just continue to be himself. He doesn't have to be anybody else. And like you said, he's not going to take anybody for surprise now. Everybody knows, after these first 3 weeks, what Josh Allen has done to some pretty good defenses, to pretty good teams. So he's not going to no one's going to be sleeping on him. And I'm happy for him, just go out there and continue to play with as much confidence as possible.
Thanks, Micah. Next time you get an award, enjoy it, I guess.
I'll try to.
Hey, Micah, Matt Fairburn here. I wanted to ask you, the points are up across the league. It's not just, your defense that's let up more points than you're accustomed to. Really across the league, scoring is kind of through the roof these first 3 weeks. I'm wondering what you can point to or what maybe why you think that might be, and what advantages offenses have had in this current climate with everything going on.
Yeah. I think a couple months ago I was talking to somebody, and I was saying that with the whole COVID situation and not being here for OTAs and coming to training camp and kind of getting acclimated and getting it feels just like rushed into the season. And I said I feel like the defenses are going to be much better this year. Less points. I was wrong, obviously. I feel like the offenses are better. They're clicking. And honestly, I have no answer. I don't know why that's happening. I know for us personally that, teams are watching our games, watching our offense and seeing oh, wow, these boys can play. These boys can put up points. We have to do the same. And so maybe that's why, I'm not saying that's an excuse of why we're giving up points, but maybe that's why, offenses are attacking us a little bit differently. But around the league, man, I don't know. I don't really have an answer to that.
Have you noticed any difference in terms of, I don't know, I guess there's the element of the offense dictates the game, right? They're running the routes. There's that part. But have you noticed any different in how the games are being called in any way?
Yeah, I think
officials.
Before talking about the officials, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking with the officials and just watching the games around the league, they're not as tic-tac fouls.
Right.
It seems like they're not just throwing the flag. They're letting us play, which is cool. That's what guys want. Go out there and get hands on people and all that. So it's fun to play that way. To compete, knowing that you're not going to get a holding call if you're trying to jam a guy or stuff like that. So but I feel like the officials have done a great job of that.
Thanks, Micah.